Hello everyone, this is Lesson 5, Storm Along. We'll be discussing vocabulary, text, and skill of this lesson. Objectives are unlock vocabulary words based on context and use new vocabulary words in sentences, recognize tall tale as a literary genre, and demonstrate reading fluency and comprehension skills. Let's begin with vocabulary in context. Number 1, seafaring. Both of Jen's parents are sailors. Her seafaring childhood was exciting. So apart from the picture that would help us understand what the meaning of seafaring is, in here you have a picture of a ship. There's also a clue in the sentence that would tell you what seafaring means. Jen's parents are sailors. So what do sailors do? They sail across the seas. So when you say seafaring, it means traveling by or working at sea. Number 2 is tidal. An earthquake in the ocean caused a great tidal wave, like the one that you see in the picture. So let's connect it with your science lesson. So an earthquake is the shaking of the Earth's surface, and of course it could have an effect on the oceans and seas as well. It can cause great tidal waves and even giant tsunamis. So tidal means having to do with the ocean and its tides. Number 3, foaming. Foaming waves crashed against the seawall, spraying mist into the air. So this is an effect that happens whenever waves crash against something solid. So just look at the picture for you to know what the meaning of foaming is. So foaming means bubbling up on top of the water. Number 4 is outcast. The lonely girl felt like an outcast in her new town. She did not know anyone. How would you feel if you were treated like an outcast in, let's say, your community or the school? So, like this girl, you would feel very lonely. So, outcast means someone who doesn't know anyone in a place or a person who has been rejected by a group. Number 5 is yearning. After traveling for months, Daniel felt a yearning to be home. So, yearning meaning a feeling of wanting something very badly. So he's feeling homesick because it's been quite a long time since he got to go home. So he had that yearning to be home. Number 6 is memorable. The vacation was very memorable. She will never forget it. So memorable comes from the word memory. Memory is something that's stuck in your brain, something that you will never forget. So memorable means something that's interesting and worth remembering, something you will not forget. Number 7 is betrayed. If someone betrayed you, he or she let you down. So have you ever felt betrayed in your life? If you've felt betrayed, most likely you felt hurt by someone or something that had once been loyal or useful to you. So that person who has betrayed you has let you down. Number 8 is condition. Abe has a fever. In his condition, he should be resting. So what do you think is the meaning of condition in this sentence? It is the way someone or something is. So Abe's condition is not very good. What about you? What's your condition right now? I suppose that you're in a very good condition because you are watching this recorded lesson on lesson 5. Number 9 is shortage. There are long lines for gas because of the gas shortage. So this happens sometimes whenever there's not enough supply of something. So shortage comes from the word short. There's lack of supply of a specific thing. Number 10 is horrified. He was horrified when he accidentally dropped his plate of food, as you can see in his expression. So horrified comes from the word horror. So when you are horrified, you are shocked or scared. So maybe he was shocked because the plate crashed and he lost his food, and also he was kind of scared because he doesn't know, maybe his mom will scold him for it. Let's proceed to our reading skill for lesson 5, understanding characters. As you read Storm Along, look for details in the text that will help you understand the personality of the main character. So our main character is Alfred Bulltop Storm Along, or Stormy for short. So, how do we understand and analyze his character? We have to pay attention to how he feels, what he does, and what his relationships are like with other characters. And also, we can use this chart as graphic organizer for us to understand Storm along and the changes he experiences. So, we would be looking at his thoughts throughout the entire story. So, most likely, thoughts of a character would be written in italics, words or dialogues that he has with other characters and how he delivers these dialogues, and also actions or the things that he does, and also the decisions that he makes, which would lead to his character development. Next, let's go to genre. So, Storm Along is an example of a tall tale. It's a humorous story about impossible or exaggerated happenings. So, let's unlock some big words in here. You know the meaning of impossible, it's something that's not likely to happen. And when you say exaggerated, it means something that happened, but you are blowing it up to proportions. So, as you read, you have to look for the following features: events that could not happen in real life because it's fictitious, exaggerations about the strength and abilities of a story character, and stories about American folk heroes and legends. This is our text, Storm Along, and this was interpreted by Mary Pope Osborne, and illustration was from Greg Newbold. So, essential question is, why do people pass down stories over the years? You can pause this video to think about your answer to our essential question. So, people pass down stories over the years so that they can preserve their histories, because tales are essentially retellings of what has happened before, even if they are exaggerated retellings. Also, they represent our culture and our heritage, the way that we have dealt with things, and also what has happened to us in the past. So, if you would be connecting that to national identity, some stories which have been passed to us over the years would be found in the canon 1001 Arabian Nights. So, this is one of the tall tales representing the history of the Western world. So, Storm Along represents what has happened before in the field or in the world of sailing and seafaring. So, we're going to read the story as per the instruction in the schoolwork. And also, after this lesson, please go to eQuiz tab so you can answer the vocabulary eQuiz on lesson 5. Check out our references and resources for more information on this topic. Please go through the story by reading your Journeys Grade 4 student book, and make sure that you check out Storm Along Journeys Read Aloud by Mrs. Morris Reads. This would help you read the story and at the same time listen to something, because there's a storyteller in the video. So just type this URL on YouTube for you to be able to access the presentation. So please do your tasks diligently, and I will see you in the next lesson.